Well, CoastLife, before the break, we were chatting with Corporal Neshawn Jubilee about his involvement in Special Olympics and putting some spotlight on them and what they do. But he's also involved with something a little bit more athletic.
And this is neat. This is cool. We're excited to talk about it.
Yes. So, Corporal, please tell us about sort of the final leg. Introduce us to what that is and what else is going on that you're participating in, because it's a lot and it's awesome.
Sure. Yeah. So the final leg, it's a 2025 Law Enforcement Torch Run final leg for Special Olympics in Turin, Italy. That's the long term for it. But we're going to shorten it to the LETR final leg.
Perfect.
So I don't have to say that every single time. But basically, it's a culmination of officers and volunteers from different states that are represented. And we travel to Turin, Italy, coming up here in March. We'll leave. We'll be there from March 1st to March 8th. It will be the torch run. And we're basically there to raise awareness throughout the different cities. We're going to have mile runs here, 2 mile runs there, but we're running through different cities, holding the torch, carrying the flame. There's athletes, there's a logistics team. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
So I have a million questions.
No, sure.
Let's begin with, how did you either apply for or get selected? What is the process?
Sure. So every state is represented generally for the final leg. So our area programs, they select volunteers from different states to go. I don't have to apply. I didn't apply. I was approached by our program based on my involvement in Special Olympics on the shore and the things that I do there. They asked me if I wanted to participate this year.
Seems like an easy
Of course,
yes.
you're going to say yes. I don't think you're going to say no to that opportunity. But no, so they selected me and they said, hey, do you want to go? These are the dates. I said, absolutely. And at the time, I didn't know a whole lot about what it involved. But let me tell you, since then, I've been planning and training and running and all those sorts of things just to make sure that we're up to speed.
I was going to say, what does that running and training process look like?
The thing.
Let me live vicariously.
Well, that was one of my
first.
That was one of my first questions. I'll lift weights all day long, but I'm not a big runner, but I am now. And it's great. But there's different runs every single day. So March 1st will be our first official run in Turin, Italy. I'll be there on the 26th, but our first official run will be March 1st, and we'll run through various cities. Carrying the torch, the flame of hope, with the athletes as well, and it's a group of us. There's about 81 law enforcement officers, and we'll just run. And there's people cheering us on and clapping and things like that. There's ceremonies where we'll stop, we'll speak. The athletes will come out with us and have their speeches and things along those lines. But it's 8 days of different runs, a mile here, 2 miles there, 3 miles, things like that. So it's very active while we're there.
Yeah.
And are you training with a weight in your hand to get used to this? How does that go?
Well, when you're running, your arms are constantly up. So, I just make sure our hands stay up, so we're strong enough. But the cool thing is there's 81 of us, so we'll all take turns kind of rotating through and holding that torch with an athlete, which is very cool, very neat experience. So. But it's eight full days.
Wow.
And have you already had any contact with some of those other guys that are also doing this, or are you going to kind of meet them in person when you get over there?
We have, yeah. So we're all broken down into teams. There's 8 teams. There's anywhere from 8 to 10 officers on a team, which includes officers from different states, as well as athletes from the different areas as well. We've had Zoom meetings, calls, all kinds of logistical plannings. Every day there's a blog we follow, different tips and things, what to pack, what to bring, make sure you have your passport. That's the biggest one.
You're gonna need that one.
Yep.
How many miles have you ran today? That's the other one that they ask you, because again, it's very physical. But so we've met, we've talked. There's fundraising components as well. So, we bounce ideas off of each other about how to fundraise for a polar plunge that we're also going to have out there.
Fantastic.
Which is very fun. That's a fun part too. So.
Yes.
Are you brushing up on any like little Italian or anything?
I probably should. I am excited about the food though. I will say that.
Yes.
But I probably should brush.
Well, you're going to burn off every calorie anyway.
Exactly.
So.
You got to have the carbs. So.
Well, what an incredible and inspiring journey, I think, that you will be able to not only experience while you're there, but bring back with you and share with others. So maybe we'll check back in.
I was going to say, take lots of pictures, bring them back. We'd love to have you back to talk about it.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much for all that you do and for coming in here to chatting with us today about what's coming up, because it's so cool.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
Well, we do have some more CoastLife for you as well. I know we're keeping an eye on that weather and that darn S word, but we'll get to that on the way.